Hello, Fun World. Welcome to Music for You, YouTube's all-in-one music resource. Today, we are popping our content cherry with a world's best list. This is a top 20 of the world's best live music venues, past and present. Please take a quick moment to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications on brand new content. I'm done plugging. Here we go. Number 20, the Brass Mug, Tampa, Florida. The Brass Mug is a dive located in North Tampa near Morrisound Studios. And yes, they still are open. Since 1990, the world's greatest local death, punk, and alternative bands called this venue home. The Brass Mug was often referred to as the CBGB South, or Ground Zero for death metal. In their early days, they hosted nationals from Nirvana to Ani DiFranco. And that was on their first tours. The interior is what you'd expect from a place that helped break Cannibal Corpse into the mainstream. This is one of the more well-known venues in the U.S. that prides itself for staying true to its original format. The Brass Mug is metal, and I speak from experience. The owner really takes care of the bands here. After the show, nobody ever leaves broke. Number 19, Maritime Hall, San Francisco. If you consider yourself an old soul, Maritime Hall had it all. This venue was created by the 1960s era San Francisco musician and club promoter Boots Houston. The theme was hippie and Navy. Between 1995 and 2001, this 3,000-seat venue hosted parties for Beastie Boys, James Brown, Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, Herbie Hancock, The Chemical Brothers, Motorhead, Jay-Z, Eminem, Wu-Tang Clan, Incubus, Mayhem, Sublime, Christian Death, and Rammstein. And that's just to name a few. They had an in-house multi-camera operator, state-of-the-art lighting, and a 75 by 100-foot movie screen. Maritime's food for musicians was strictly catered by local growers and a lot of the times was vegan. Ultimately, the club succumbed to rising real estate prices during the dot-com bubble. It lost its lease in 2001. The production company continues to release and distribute approximately 40 CD titles under the Live from Maritime Hall name in 2021. Number 18, St. Andrews Hall, also known as The Shelter, Detroit, USA. The St. Andrews Hall is a concert venue located in Detroit, Michigan. Still going. Formerly the meeting place for the St. Andrews Society of Detroit. The Shelter lies underneath St. Andrews Hall and hosts various live music acts and DJs. It has been recently recognized for being one of the first stages Eminem ever performed on. These are some of the bands the venue has hosted: Corey Smith, Fall Out Boy, Foo Fighters, My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Fishbone, Seether, The Weeknd, Sleigh Bells, Halsey, John Legend. St. Andrews has some of the best catering for its musicians in America. Only catch, everyone must rap battle. Number 17, the Station Inn, Nashville, Tennessee. The Station Inn is a concert venue in Nashville, Tennessee that hosts bluegrass music acts. Frommers wrote that it's widely regarded as the best bluegrass venues around. The small nightclub has a reputation for being simply just a building located near Music Row, in proximity to Nashville's major country music recording studios and related businesses, where local and national bluegrass artists and fans convene. Notable artists such as Bill Monroe, Ricky Skaggs, Alison Krauss, Peter Rowan, Sam Bush, Gillian Welch, Ralph Stanley, Dolly Parton, Randy Travis, Reba McEntire, Off the Wagon have performed at the Station Inn. Mel Gibson and U2 also are frequent visitors to the club. If you visit Nashville and miss the station, you definitely forgot something and you'll have to return immediately. In 2020, the owner of the Station Inn, J.T. Gray, was inducted to the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame. Yay! Number 16, the Nashville Palace, Nashville, Tennessee. John Hobbs. Rest in peace, brother, 2020. He began opening a business on what was referred to as the Old Rudy's Farm site. In 1977, he teamed up with legendary Jerry Reed to open the Nashville Palace. Over the years, it was one of the premier starting points for legendary country icons like Randy Travis, Alan Jackson, Lori Morgan, and Ricky Van Shelton, among others. It was also reported that Randy Travis washed dishes there. The interior of this venue is pristine. It has hardwood that looks like it was polished by nuns. It's one of Nashville's undiscovered beautiful landmarks. If you're in Music City, check it out. Number 15, Fitzgeralds, Houston, Texas, USA. Fitzgeralds is one of the oldest and widely recognized live music venues in the greater Houston area. The club has been the top of the live music scene in Houston since it opened in 1977. Fitzgerald's is commonly referred to as the Fitz. Fitzgerald's closed and the over 100-year-old building was demolished in 2019. A parking lot will be built in its place. Moment of silence. Alright, I'm back. Fitzgerald's was built in 1918, and over half a century it was home to Dom Polski, a Polish center and dance hall. The building and business was leased from September 2010 until January 2016. Sarah Fitzgerald took over the reins again in early 2016. The final show was December 31st, 2018. During its heyday, acts such as set in the 1970s, ZZ Top, David Allan Coe, James Brown, and Etta James played there. In the 80s, REM, the Ramones, KRS-One. They had Godsmack, Soundgarden, Weezer, Tina Turner in the 90s. This venue also had fantastic food. Number 14, The Machine Shop, Flint, Michigan, USA. Since 2002, the Machine Shop Concert Lounge, located in Flint, Michigan, in the United States, has been booking the best live entertainment in rock, metal, and outlaw country. Being one of the newer venues on the list, well, takes nothing away from this badass unstoppable juke joint. They have many shrines to Dimebag, who too was also a huge fan of the Machine Shop. Being located in Flint, I consider this venue a phoenix on our list. Most of us know how badly the residents of Flint have been treated for many generations. The Machine Shop is a shiny beacon of hope to an otherwise dismal environment. Us musicians owe you, the Machine Shop, a huge thank for staying strong. The Machine Shop is open today. Some of the past artists that called the Machine Shop home: Pantera, Clutch, Dope, Blackberry Smoke, Monster Magnet, David Allan Coe, and MC5, just to name a few. If you get up into the Michigan area, if you don't stop in the Flint, then you're just kind of scared. Sorry. Take 4. 13. The Wetlands Preserve, Manhattan, USA. Wetlands Preserve, commonly referred to as the Wetlands, was a nightclub in New York City that opened in 1989 and finally closed its doors in 2001. It was located at 161 Hudson Street in Manhattan's Tribeca neighborhood. Wetlands has been called ground zero for post-Grateful Dead jam bands, fostering a community of semi-improvisational rock bands who went on to achieve mainstream success in the 90s. Acts that played the Wetlands include Blues Traveler, Spin Doctors, Fish, Dave Matthews Band, Oasis, Sublime, Maroon 5, Pearl Jam, Widespread Panic, The String Cheese Incident, Joan Osborne, Rage Against the Machine, The Wallflowers, Counting Crows, Government Mule, The Allman Brothers, Cypress Hill, The Roots, Jeff Buckley, Frank Black, and At the Gates, many more. September 2001, when gentrification of the Tribeca area caused the building to be sold, the club was forced to close before being converted into condominiums. Boo. Number 12, the 100 Club, London, UK. After punk died down as a movement post-1977, the jazz crowd and the northern soul crowds would be reintroduced to the 80s and up until the present day. Reggae acts, 90s Britpop bands, and pan-cultural folk music would all have a place in the 100 Club. Through the decades, the 100 Club would be a popular venue for surprise or secret gigs for acts such as the Rolling Stones, Blur, Paul McCartney, and many others, priding itself on an open-minded music policy. And after weathering some financial difficulties, the 100 Club still rocks as an active music venue today. Still thought of as the spiritual home to British punk rock, the 100 Club was once home to the Sex Pistols, the Stranglers, the Clash, Susie and the Banshees, Ten Bowl Tudor, and many more. Number 11, Quasimodo Club, Berlin, Germany. Steeped in history, the Quasimodo Club is located in the basement of former 1920s dance hall, the Delphi Film Palace. I hope I pronounced that right. Just off, Kurfürstendamm. I really don't think I pronounced that right. It's the ideal spot to rest your legs after pursuing the street shops. The Berlin Jazz Club opened in the late 1960s in what was the center of West Berlin and has offered live music every night of the week ever since. Branching away from its jazz-only early days, the club now also offers other music genres including funk, soul, and pop. Famous names such as Prince and Chet Baker have taken the stage at this unmissable, stylish spot. The venue remains open and will resume a steady concert series in 2022. Number 10. Les Foufounes Électriques, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. La Foufounes Électriques is a club and concert venue located in the city of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. It's a multi-level establishment with 2 concert spaces and a dance floor. The club opened back in 1983 and became a center for underground music, art, and culture in Montreal. The ambience is industrial, with brick, exposed pipes, and lighting. Known as Foufs by the local, the club is the oldest alternative rock venue in the city. Some of its most notable performers: Nirvana, Christian Death, Green Day, Queens of the Stone Age, and William S. Burroughs. Pretty cool. Take 2. Number 9. Mason Jar, Phoenix, Arizona. Built in 1979, the Mason Jar was a nightclub and music venue in Phoenix, Arizona. It was known for rock music, alternative rock, punk rock, hip-hop, and heavy metal in the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s. Many famous bands such as Nirvana, Rob Zombie, The Ramones, Joan Jett, Stone Temple Pilots, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam, Tool, The Black Crowes, Los Lobos, Meat Puppets, and many others took the stage during its heyday. Experiencing growth, in 2006 the club closed for remodeling. Due to a misunderstanding, the Mason Jar was sold to a developer for large renovations on the brand. It was then reopened as a gay bar in 2006. It was then reopened as a variety live music venue open today called the Rebel Lounge. That was opened in 2015. If you are in Phoenix, check out the Rebel Lounge. It's where the Mason Jar used to be. Quite a history. Number 8, The Chance in Poughkeepsie, New York. The Chance is a concert and theater complex located in downtown Poughkeepsie, New York. The complex consists of 4 rooms: the Chance Theater, which is the primary concert hall, the Loft, a smaller upstairs concert hall, the Platinum Lounge, a downstairs bar, nightclub, and the Nutty Irishman, a downstairs cafe bar. The theater opened in 1912 under the name Carol Players Playhouse, and in 1928 changed its name to the Playhouse Theater. It primarily featured older silent films in its early days. The theater closed in 1945 but reopened once more in 1970 when Larry Plover turned the film stages into a music venue. It was also closed from 1977 through 1980, finally changing its name to The Chance. The theater is owned by Frank Pallett, who purchased the venue in 1994. Everyone has been through these doors, from Ray Charles to Post Malone. The theater now has its own radio show, which airs internationally on iHeartRadio and local dial WBWZ. Number 7. Docks, Hamburg, Germany. The Docks, formerly Knops Music Hall, is a nightclub located at Spielbundplatz. I said that all right. In St. Pauli district of Hamburg, Germany. It's an awesome place. Really cool. It has a capacity of about 1,250 to 1,500 people. The building originally opened around 1900 as a cinema. The ambience seems like an old port dock for a clipper ship. The staff is really kind, and they have amazing chocolate for artists and any children that walk in. Notable past performances include Bob Dylan, Black Sabbath, Metallica, Motorhead, Ramones, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Def Leppard, Ozzy Osbourne, Dio, Iron Maiden, Nine Inch Nails, and Liam Gallagher. The Docks was amazing. Take 2. Number 6. Starwood, West Hollywood, USA. This is the oldest and most forgotten entry to our list. The Starwood was a popular nightclub and music venue in West Hollywood, California from early 1973 to 1981. The Starwood had 2 rooms with a hallway. One room was a small dance floor and the other was a concert venue. Paid admissions allowed access to both rooms. Although the concert side was always crowded, the venue was small. Many punk bands and heavy metal bands started their careers playing at the club. The Starwood was highly instrumental in the careers of many regional bands and artists, including Van Halen, X, The Germs, The Go-Go's, Fear, Circle Jerks, The Knack, Wasp, The Motels, Quiet Riot, Dokken, and The Runaways. I was 6 when it burned down, but I've heard from people that have been doing music a lot longer than me that this place is a shrine to creativity. So, rest in peace, Starwood. Number 5, Limelight, Manhattan to Florida. The Limelight was a chain of nightclubs owned by Peter Gatien. The Limelight had locations in New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, London, and Hollandale, Florida. Peter Gatien opened the first Limelight nightclub in Hollandale, Florida in the 1970s. Following a devastating fire, Gatien chose Atlanta for his next incarnation of the club. The Atlanta Limelight opened February 1980. In 1983, the New York Limelight originally started as a disco rock club. In the 1990s, it became a prominent place to hear live techno, goth, death metal, and industrial music. It earned the media's attention in 1996 when club kid and party promoter Michael Alec was arrested and later convicted for the killing and dismemberment of Angel Melendez, a fellow member of the Club Kids and drug dealer who frequented the club. The Limelight was closed by the police and subsequently reopened several times during the 90s. In September 2003, it reopened under the name Avalon, giving 50 Cent a venue to blow up his brand of hip-hop. However, it closed its doors permanently in 2007. Since May 2010, the building has been used as Limelight Marketplace. In 2017, it reopened as Limelight Fitness. Number 4, House of Blues, USA. House of Blues is an American chain of live music concert halls and restaurants. It was founded by Isaac Tigert and co-founder of the Hard Rock Cafe, Dan Aykroyd, co-star of the 1980 film The Blues Brothers. The first location opened at Harvard Square in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1992. There are 11 locations throughout the United States as of July 2020. I speak for myself and many others who appreciate what House of Blues has brought to American venues. I did a lot of touring. One thing that always sucked was waking up and not knowing the quality of our home for that day. House of Blues was always amazing at providing the talent and the audience top-notch experiences. Production, food, accommodation was always great. Not many of us support Clear Channel though, which makes House of Blues as confusing and amazing as America itself. Number 3, La Laterie, Straussberg. La Laterie is a mid-size movie theater style venue on the German border in Strasbourg, France. The entire area around the venue is full of art and colorful sculpture from around the region. The venue has a large open hall for everyone to meet and socialize before the concert. The decor is modern glass and industrial polished steel grating. The ambience is like a high-end art gallery. Many times there's a satellite stage with a smaller group performing for the waiting crowd. La Laterie has been there for as many years as I can remember and continues to do shows. You can catch anyone from Emperor to the Beach Boys at this amazing bucket list destination. Number 2, Z7, Pratteln, Switzerland. Z7 is a mid-sized venue in Pratteln, Switzerland. I've played this venue more than a dozen times. I've tried to do research and I find very little. I guess I don't speak Swiss. I will assume that Z7 has been there since before Christ, maybe even before Satan. The staff is friendly here. There is always food backstage. The area and the venue is always clean. When I first went there, I was a lighting guy who relied on club production. I was new and they had every bell and whistle to make the little show look like a large budget concert. Z7 taught me a lot of what I know about lighting. It seemed like no is not a word that they use much at Z7. They were very, very happy to help me learn. I've heard stories of this venue putting up wayward musicians who lost their tours. They found them new ones. It's a one-of-a-kind location in the world. If you ever get to Switzerland, Z7 is still open and kicking ass in 2021. Now, before we get to that final number one, I want you guys to hit that like and subscribe button real fast. And if you hit the little ding ding bell, that'll also keep you notified of new videos that I put up, and I'll be putting them up all the time. And also leave a comment at the bottom if you think I'm just totally full of shit. I want to hear about it. If you agree with me, or if you've been to any of these venues, tell me that too. I like all feedback. Anyway, getting back to the list. Number one, 013. Finally, number one. Yay! 013 is a music venue in Tilburg, Holland. The venue opened in 1998 and replaced the Nordic Light, the Bat Cave, and the Musikkanten Winkel. Hope I pronounced that right. 013 is the largest popular music venue in the southern Netherlands. There are 2 concert halls, the main stage with a capacity of 3,000 attendees, and the smaller stage with a cap of 700. This venue is number one for more than 20 reasons. From private bus parking to special catering, the folks at 013 really go out of their way to provide everything. From amazing production to the very clean bathrooms. 013 has it all. 013 also works with local artists. They provide a gallery for starving creative painters, sculptors, designers, and musicians to share their craft with the community. 013 is just simply awesome. There's our top 20, folks. If you agree, disagree, or just want to call me names, leave a comment below. I finally popped my cherry on my content. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Every time we upload more content, you will be notified. Don't get low out there. The future is ours now. Until next time, see ya!